coming up in a second. Just bear with me a sec while I turn the sound down in this window. There we go. Okay, we are live. So welcome everybody to another special Dragon Love Speaks Love with Kevin Humphrey and Alessandra Gilioli. I'm just going to wait a little bit for people to come on, and I'll just double check the sound. Yeah, that sounds okay. All right, thank you for those of you that have joined us. Do you two want to share it to your pages? Can you do that? Yeah, we'll just do this while shared it to Dragon Thunder. We'll just do this while we are waiting for people to join us. Thank you for your patience. There we go. Okay. So welcome everybody to Love Speaks Love. I am Denise, your host, and I think this might be our third, maybe our fourth Dragon Connection together. Third. Yeah, one after the retreat was the one before the retreat. Maybe one before that. Anyway, it's not the first time. Let's just say that. So yeah, the dragons have been calling this in today. So it's a strong energy day. So bear with us, bear with our foggy heads. What we normally do when we start Love Speaks Love is we just bring ourselves into our heart space a little bit and feel all of our hearts connecting. All of us together watching this live. Thank you for being here. And on the replay, thank you too. So, and while people are joining, we'll just breathe into our hearts and let's breathe love into our hearts, into every cell of our bodies. And you might want to visualize that you have a bubble of love and whatever colored light you like surrounding you. And breathing it into any parts of your body that you wish to. And let's just extend our heart awareness out, down into the earth, to the heart of Mother Earth. Connecting with the new earth grids, connecting with the dragon grids. And let's call upon the presence, the full presence of our higher selves, our multidimensional aspects, our monad energies, our galactic and star families, our dragon selves, the elementals, the angelic realm, and connecting with the crystalline plasma new earth grids of energy that emanate out from Mother Earth's heart. And as you connect your heart with the heart of Mother Earth, feeling that heart-to-heart alignment, feeling Mother Earth's love moving into your heart, moving into your feet and going up your spine, all the way to the top of your head, up to your soul star center above your head. And let's just connect with that center and connect with the Earth Star center beneath our feet. And let's extend our heart awareness out to the heart of the sun, to the solar being, feeling gratitude in our hearts for the light and the life and the love that we receive from the earth, from the sun, and for all of the solar codes that are bathing our planet. And let's extend our heart awareness out to the heart of Source Creator. Feeling gratitude and love for all the energy that we receive, for all that we are as an aspect and a fractal of Source Creator. And I will hand over in a second to you, Alessandra. I want to acknowledge the presence of the solar dragons who've been connecting with me a lot recently, and all the other dragon beings that are present with us on this call. And I'm seeing an image of the earth with so many galactic dragons surrounding the earth. And our dragon selves, our dragon aspects, the earth dragons, the water dragons, all the elements, crystalline dragons and the rainbow dragons, and many, many more. So just handing over to you, Alessandra.
There is a huge Venus dragon, and she is adorable. So she is part of the planet Venus. She has massive feathers, and they look like feathers, but essentially they are gliding crystals. They're pink, they look like rose quartz, they look like they are auraed, so a shimmery, luminescent rainbow. And she's saying hello. She is massive. She's doing a big broadcast, and she's just loving us. She's loving all the dragons. She's a dragon herself. She's loving us as dragons. There's also a little bit of energy of griffins, griffin dragon, that connection. And she's sending a lot of, we're calling it, or she's calling it, protective love, a shield of love, if you want to see it as a shield, galactic armor, or simply even a filter, depending on which words work best for us. She is so strong. Maybe there's a little bit of dragon light language that wants to come in. Oh my, they were containing themselves. They wanted to unleash, and they sort of were, and they were building a momentum. And they said, oh, we're going to hold on because we're going to be all together, you three humans and everybody else, but maybe we'll unleash some more later energetically. So it doesn't mean it has to be through me, but it's just so fun. They're very excited. The end.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Yeah, that felt powerful, even though it was like a micro unit. Over to you, Kevin. And there may be some background noise with Kevin, so just bear with us with that.
No, I sent the fire dragons over. I had enough. There's been a noise going on all day, but anyway, that's gone. For me, this is what has been coming in all of today. The beautiful rainbow dragon that's behind me, and she was the first dragon that came in when the dragons of the runes connected with me, and she was the first one that came in and was like all of her beautiful colours. She first came in and she was just pure white. I thought, oh, it's a white dragon, and then she was like, well, no, I am light. And as you can see by that beautiful rainbow, that's what she looks like. Her wings are gorgeous. The picture doesn't do justice. It's an AI picture, and as you can imagine, it's very hard to describe a dragon that jumps in front of you. So that's the energy that's coming in to hold the light and to. I think we've all heard of the Rainbow Warriors, and for me at the moment that feels a bit like that's why all the dragons are coming back. They're coming back to wake up all of you Rainbow Warriors, all those people that really want this planet to ascend out of the state it's currently in. Let's not go too deep into that. But yeah, I feel that positive energy coming in, and I hear people popping all over the place going, "Oh, I've met my dragon! I met my dragon," which is beautiful, and that I can feel them out there. There's thousands of dragons. I've got that picture as well of the Earth surrounded by tens and tens of thousands of dragons, all sitting there looking. Is my human going to wake up? Are they going to remember me? Oh, they're starting to remember. Oh, good. And they'll sort of pop in, and you'll get a little feeling like, oh, what was that? Maybe you'll see them in a cartoon and think, why am I attracted to dragons in the cartoon? And the dragons are coming into people's dreams. Maybe you're watching a film and you're just getting a bit of a like, why am I so attracted to dragons? It's strange. Maybe you'll start seeing dragon images everywhere, and maybe you'll look into the clouds and you'll go, that looks like a dragon, and probably is. So yeah, that's the dragons are telling me they're coming in, and they're tapping everyone on the shoulder and coming into everyone's dreams. So watch out for your dragons.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And thank you for everyone who is with us watching. Okay, so there's lots, I think, that wants to come through today to share. I'm seeing real kind of, having just been looking at you there and then looking at my plain wall, I can still, and you still get like a after image on my wall, but it's a real beautiful, like this, they're different colors from the ones on the wings, but there's lots of like emerald green and violet and pink. Yeah. Okay, so you have both been working with dragon cards of late. I don't know who wants to share first, but I'd love to hear something about the process of creating the cards and how it's been to connect with the individual dragons and what it's kind of brought to you as well. Alessandra, do you want to start first?
Well, this is going to be hard. Let's see if we can see it. You can see it? So I've already made an oracle deck, and I call it the Arcturian Oracle deck, but it introduces different galactic nations. So that deck, just like this deck that's coming out, a lot of these are done for readings. So this was a reading of which dragon needed to come through for a dear friend of mine. Oh, and
so we can see it better.
And my friend is in Australia, and it's amazing how much love this dragon is bringing in for her. But what's incredible, and I'm using this as an example, this dragon wants to show her, and then us, the rest of humanity, that, and for the moment, this is a temporary name, weird. So she's bringing in energies of being super weird, butterfly, a little bit of insect, a lot of plant. It's like she's a living plant. She's got these horns. She even has Medusa. So this was just an example of how radical and unusual the dragon messages are. The dragon presence is bringing in, I think, so many missing puzzle pieces from the universe. And this is what I think. I think this is why, Kevin, what you're doing with Dragon Thunder, which is this weekend, is I can't believe what you're doing. You are bringing in everything, meaning everything dragons. And what's phenomenal about it, because I saw last year's Dragon Thunder, is that dragons and everybody that's bringing in, we are all so different, and there's literally no one way, no system of dragons. It's just all different systems. So here, this is one saying, I'm a fairy dragon and a plant. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. It's just the variety of the universe. Yeah.
Beautiful, and amazing colors on that as well. Yeah, she looks fun.
Fun, yes, lots of fun. Do you want me to show, can I show some more?
Yeah, please.
I'll
spotlight you while you're doing it.
Yeah, I'm just, Well, I don't know, I'm just picking what's here. There is a lot of tenderness that wants to come in, and also just symbols. I mean, I think this one, and again, these are temporary names that I have on. Again, egg is coming in for us, I think, today, big time egg. So she's showing egg, but she's showing her intention. I never know sometimes if the dragons are a he or a she. They like to slip around and be both or be one or the other. So it's just playing with all the stuff that we know or that we think we know in the universe. But these protective wings, then they're showing me that they really are or were dinosaurs. So they were very specific as to what kind of, these are not even scales, it's on their ridge back. So there's just so much symbolism going on here. With this one, this is actual ancient Japanese script called the Katakamuna. It's about 12,000 years old, massive mystery around that. And for some reason, the dragons wanted to use these similar to runes, but these are already made from ancient times. And I'm thinking, oh, is that okay to do? And they're like, yes, we want to bring in, and there's always meaning for what we're doing. So I guess we live in a magical universe where there's all these symbols are everywhere coming through, from the egg to the pinkness of the dragon to dragons being dinosaurs.
Do you feel that egg's golden? It felt a very golden energy on there.
Yeah, you're right. It definitely had to be gold. I mean, not gold, but yellow. Yeah, and so then you have the whole, we have so many myths with golden eggs. Kevin, do you have a golden egg in you're doing a egg deck? No golden egg. Okay. Yeah. Actually, talk about eggs. I have a card that wants to be like 3 things in one. And it's got an egg and it feels like a womb. And what else did it want to be? Egg, a womb. Oh, here it is. Cosmic womb egg. Oh, I know. It's phoenix energy, egg energy, and then it's a womb, but it's showing, I don't know if you can see it, galactic energy, so that the whole womb is also galactic. And then you got bird, phoenix. So there's just so many symbols coming out. And I'm not the only one really sensing phoenix and dragon energy. Again, it was on Dragon Thunder, at least the Facebook group. People have been talking about it. So there's just things are coming out nonstop. What's exciting is we've got you, Denise, me, Kevin, and everybody else in the Dragon Thunder, that it just feels like we're all collaborating as a team, bringing in these pieces and we're weaving them together. So it just feels like a big unfolding adventure.
Wow, there's a lot of activation on that one.
Yeah,
all of them, but
like
particularly for me, that one. Thank you for sharing those amazing beings. Okay, Kevin, over to you.
I just wanted to say that last one was beautiful, and I saw an upside down heart. That's why I sent lots of hearts. There's a heart at the bottom. If you turn it upside down, there's a heart. That's what I saw, as well as the dragon and the eggs. It's like, oh, sending us love. And it's beautiful because that was artist. That was a human artist that created those, not some robot, which is beautiful. I have to admit that most of mine are created by a robot, because my skills in drawing things is not quite as up to scratch. But you never know, maybe it's one of the codes that the dragons will unlock for me. So I'm going to start practicing. I mean, for me, when the dragons came in, the dragons have always been there, but they've never asked me to do anything other than like create the summit and create the dragon talks, and that was nice and easy for me. I was like, yeah, I can do that. That's just like setting up some Zoom calls and letting people know we're here and appearing and talking. And over time you get over the nerves of talking to people, and you stop worrying about whether your hair's a bit of a mess and your moustache is out of shape or whatever it is, and your t-shirt's got a stain. Who cares, whatever. So I've got past that, and then the summit last year, I met all these amazing other people that were working with dragons, and it was as far left and as far right and above and around, and completely different to what I'm used to. And it unlocked lots of codes in me. I think it removed lots of those. Oh, I couldn't do this. I couldn't do that. And I think the dragon's like, oh, I think he's a bit more open. And that's when they came in and said to me, because I'd been looking at runes the year before, sort of runes that we all know out there, and they came and said, okay, well, we've got some dragon runes. I was like, okay, fair enough. And they were extremely simple, like that. Yeah, nice and simple. And I was like, I can cope with that. That's easy for me to create, and created these aluminium ones in rainbow colours, because the rainbow one was the first one that came in. So that's why they're all in different, like, rainbow colours. You know, there's a whole bunch of different colours, as you can see. It's a bit weird when you suddenly become on full screen and you see yourself. You're like, oh. So yeah, so those are the first ones that came in, and as I was creating those, and I was just creating it in a Word document, and I then started to hear them saying, "Why don't you create an image of us as well?" And I'm like, "Well, I can't draw." They're like, "Don't worry about that. We'll give you some prompts." I didn't know really much about AI at that time, or how to create art or anything, and they were like, "We'll just give you some prompts. We'll help you," and that's what happened. And we created this rather strange art that it's quite psychedelic, and the book shows them all and the rest of it. So that's what we did, and we created these beautiful wooden ones as well. So the wooden ones are lovely and tactile for when you're at home, and then I use these ones when I'm out in nature, because they don't get wet because they're made of aluminium. And so those went out, and I was like, great, okay, done my job. And then they were like, now you've done that, maybe you'd like to do some more. And it wasn't until we were in Rome, and I think that was one of our previous calls, where we talked about how we went to the Vatican City and did lots of work and cleared lots of energy. And at that point, we saw lots of dragon eggs, and it was like, well, we'll collect some. And I was like, okay, I'll collect one or two. And then it was like, no, you need to collect 42. I was like, what? That's a bit greedy. So I collected 42 eggs, and thinking, why have I got 42 eggs? And I came home and thought nothing of it. And then eventually they were like, okay, so now you've got these dragon eggs, put them somewhere safe. And what came through in time was that those dragon eggs are available for humans in the world to adopt, and then incubate, and then birth the egg, and then look after the egg, and bring the small dragon over a period of how long it takes into wisdom before they're released into the world. And they may be working with the person that feels called to that egg, or they might be released and go somewhere else. I don't know. That's still too early. And I've got 2 people have said they would like one of the eggs, which is beautiful. So I'm going to put something together and figure out how we do that. But they came to me one by one, and we created that as the sort of the main image for the eggs. And then each of the eggs, there's a website you can go to, but each of the eggs looks a bit like this, with a little bit of wisdom. And what they've said to me, it's not really what's on here or what's on there, it's the fact that you energetically connect to it, and you'll just get called to it. And I was calling them wisdom cards and oracle cards and all these weird other, and then in the end they just said, call them wisdom cards. They're not oracle cards. They're not there in that way. They're wisdom cards. They're cards for you when you've got a question. You think, should I do this? And you open it up, and it goes, oh, that's the one that's pulled out. And then what you'll do is you'll just go on a journey, and you'll sit with the egg, and the egg will give you its energy. And it might say to you, actually, you're my human. I want you to incubate me, look after me, bring me up, educate me, teach me the human ways. So once the dragon egg wisdom cards came out, which there's 42 of them, I was sitting thinking, oh, that was hard work. I'm glad I've done that. And then I was looking at the clouds, and I'm always looking at the clouds, and I'm always seeing hundreds and thousands of dragons in the clouds. Always, they've been there my whole life. And they were like, well, actually, we've got some 72 types of cloud dragon that want to come in, and they want to be known into the world. I was like, oh, okay. So we created these nice, big, huge cards, big hand cards. And again, it's the same thing. There's an image that they've shared and a little bit of wisdom, and they're basically just cloud dragon wisdom cards, and they work in the same way. And from beginning, when I was doing the runes, through the eggs, through to the cloud dragons, they said to me, it's the important thing is that someone pulls the card with intention, and then the next bit is the connection. And they said that's what's missing mainly with people. They're pulling cards, and they're just reading it and going, oh yeah, that sounds like wonderful, but they're missing the next bit. That is just the door, the portal that opens the curtain to the other realm, and it connects you to the dragon or the egg or the rune. And the important thing is that connection, and all it is giving you a simple idea, but the huge expanse of wisdom is in the connection to the rune or the dragon, and that's what they're always after. And over a period of 27 weeks, we connected each week to each of the 27 runes, and we met each dragon, and those are available, and I've gifted it to quite a few people. And you can buy individual ones, or you can buy all 27. So if you pull, let's say, the iron rune, then you then go on a journey, a shamanic journey to the lower realms, and you meet that dragon. You go down a cave and you come into this huge big oak grove, and it's a beautiful journey, and everyone that does it really sees it and feels it. And this huge big dragon comes in, and you stand there for however long you want to, and you commune with the dragon, and the dragon will give you its wisdom. And that's what they keep telling me, is that the humans need to reconnect fully with the dragons, rather than it just being, oh yeah, I've got a dragon and that's nice and that's fun. Really connect with them, like you would a best friend, like you would members of your family. You know, maybe it's not all the time, maybe it's like when you see your cousins a few times a year, but that true full connection where you can talk openly, you can talk about things that you would be afraid to talk to your human friends about. And that's what they're saying, is for us humans to truly ascend, we need to really connect with our heart, our mind and our soul, and not at just that fun level. There is a fun level, it's nothing better than riding on the back of a dragon, but yeah, so it's quite, they're sort of a bit serious about connect to us, and then we can have some fun as well. Yeah, so it's sort of fun wisdom.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you for all those. I wonder if I missed spotlighting you at the beginning when you were showing the runes. I wonder if you can just maybe show us three of the rune cards again, and I'll spotlight you.
Yeah. So they're not the biggest of things, but they're very tactile. So fire, which is a good one. And that one's silver, and then we've got a gold one. Yeah, so you just get a nice set like that. I say they're in wood as well, so all the wood ones are the same. It's just exactly the same. It's just that they're a bit more tactile. That's all. Easier to use indoors.
So the wood ones, is that actually, that's very thin sliced wood, or is it?
Yeah, it's plywood. Yeah.
Wow. Let me just spotlight you again, and I'd love for you to just hold it the other way with the symbol, and just hold it a bit longer so people can kind of tune into that a little bit, and just see what they feel from that, and where they, if there's a particular place in the body that they feel that one. Beautiful.
Yeah, so that's iron. For me, I feel that sort of down my spine, so it'd be more that way. So that's my shoulders and that's my spine, and I connect to the iron dragon. That when you meet the iron dragon, it looks like a huge big iron thing. And I say, when you buy the book, there's a lovely image of them, and then there's a little graphic that comes with it, and what you do is you just contemplate it, you just stare at it and let your eyes go off focus, and things comes in. So all it's doing is opening the portal for you. If you're very good at meditation, then you can just connect automatically and just say, okay, I call in the iron dragon, please give me the wisdom. If you're not quite so good, then you use those as tools to bring you into the space, into the now, to get out of your head, to come into your heart, and just be in a frequency that allows you to connect, because that's what the dragons are. They're just reverberating at a frequency is a little bit higher than us humans are normally at, so you have to just raise your frequency a bit, and then it's like, oh, they're there, wow, why did I never see these before? Why are they everywhere? and they are once you open that door and that vision, which is more in your third eye, but after a while your eyes are tuned and you do see them everywhere.
As you were speaking then and saying about people connecting with all these dragons and with new dragons, I get this image of new energy lines being created. And it feels like they're connected in the ether, but they're also the new lines of energy on the earth as well. That feels really potent. Alessandra, was there anything you wanted to add at this point? Thank you for that, Kevin. That was amazing.
"42. Isn't 42 dragon eggs that you picked up in Rome? 42, isn't that like a big deal mathematical number? It's multiples, primes, blah, blah. My mother's a math teacher. Because when you were talking about the 42 eggs, first of all, everything was just very much activating. But there was something about when you were saying people adopting the eggs, and it was really cute. The dragons were showing me, which was adorable. And I wonder if you felt this, Kevin, is that there might be duplicates in a way of the eggs, but they are original in their own. So you got these 42, but they might be 42 times 42, something like that. And so there's this ripple effect. And each one, whether it's the duplicate of it still is. And so I was thinking how magical that is. And I think that you explained that something well that I'm going to say too. It's like when we do lead a shamanic journey, and for example, I might see the white dragon mother, and we're in a circle of all the people working together energetically or in person meditating. And then there will be a point in a shamanic journey, and I know I experienced it with one of your runes, where it will be like the white dragon is facing you. Yes, there's 75 of us, but she's there in front of each and every one of our faces. It's that, I think you use the word paradox. I don't use that word enough. But that's the feeling that I had, this paradox and this multiplying. But again, multiple is not a good idea because each copy, and that's not the right word, is its original. So I was getting very excited about the implications of eggs, the dragon eggs, and just feeling what an impact that is, this whole, again, community sense and a sense of the ownership of being called for this mission and curating. And it's all different ways of deeply, deeply empowering. So that just felt really good. Thank you.
Thank you for that. And the reminder, the only significance I know of 42 is in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where it's the answer to life, the universe, and everything.
Well, that answers it, doesn't it? It's the
meaning of life.
To the universe. There you go. That's the 42. But I think it's there's something important mathematically with that number. So math is the language of the universe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But you're right, it's 42, but it's not 42. It's 42 to infinity. So like you say, when I talk about the runes, you go and stand on the rune that's the one that's blank, but 55 million people can stand in the same place and all meet the one dragon at exactly the same time, in the same way that God and the universe and goddesses are available to all of us. They don't just come in and speak to one of us individually. They're so multidimensional that they can speak to many people at once. Yeah, a bit like if your video goes out there, you don't have to be live all the time, do you? It's like people are watching all the recordings, and it's a bit like that with the dragons and the universe. There's so many of them, but you are meeting the one. I know it's a paradox, but once you sort of get it clear in your head, you're like, yeah, it sort of makes sense.
Kind of like all part of the quantum field and the quantum joke, like everything happening at once, everything happening at the same time, which is a bit of a mind blower.
Yeah, but what you do now affects the past and the future, because it is all now. We're like, what?
That leads me on to the current energies, because whenever I do a live, whenever I do a Love Speaks Love with anybody, we always say how strong the energies are, because there's been no let up really for the last, I don't know, 5 years, maybe longer. And there used to be kind of a bit more of a space in between. And now the waves are, they're all, I can't even do this with my hands properly, but it's there's less space in between the peaks, and there's another peak coming in at the same time as that one is still kind of at its peak, or not much less than its peak. And I often say this, but I do find it incredible, the levels of energy that we can actually, we might be brain foggy, we might not be as 100% as we might like to be, but considering how much energy is traveling through our bodies are jiggling about like this and releasing what no longer serves. I don't think we would even be functioning at all if this level of energy was happening, 5 or 6 years ago. But it is absolutely incredible what our bodies can deal with and what we as humanity can deal with at the moment. So yeah, anything you want to share? It's been a big year, and each year seems to be a bigger year than the year before. And everyone I know has been going through big stuff, personal, family, whatever it is. Yeah, anything you want to share at this time when we are already kind of halfway through July? It's crazy how we are racing along. So yeah, Alessandra, you're not muted. Do you want to share first?
Yes, I would like to receive messages, but I'm feeling them in my human self. I think I need to share first, and then maybe even hear if you both have similar experiences. This is a response to what you're saying, and then maybe I'll get messages. But when I started this path, it was a long time ago. I know it was 2006 that I started doing energy healings on people, and it was 2011 that I started doing this basically full time and getting paid. 2011. So from 2006 to 2011, then 2012, Mayan calendar. So in 2012, a lot of us began to talk about heart palpitations. And there's people around me that were a little bit new age or open-minded, but still were very much into the medical world and everything. And they would go to doctors, including my mom, who's extremely open to this stuff. She says, I don't understand what's happening. My heart is palpitating. I need to know if something's wrong. And it was so common among all of us. We're like, no, this is an energy thing. Well, now fast forward to this year, and now 2024, it has upshifted insanely. And because before I would wake up in the middle of the night and have it and think that's awesome, weird, but now it's so denser. It's almost like the light is denser, more in me. The palpitations are now feeling very physical, and it's no longer for me, it's full body. But when I first start feeling it, when I slightly get woken up, because it's so intense, it's still heart-centered, heart led. I still feel it there. But the palpitations, I don't know if my hand can copy it. So the ones from 2006 and 2012, they were more like this palpitations, and it just was an extremely fast heartbeat. And you're thinking, it's too much of a fast. Now the ones now are more like ripples and going much faster. And it's just a bizarre feeling because it's so visceral, and it feels very physical and very energetic, merging like this. So it's like this. And before, it would wear off the more I would wake up. Here, I can be laying in bed with my eyes closed because you just don't want it to go away, and say, how long am I going to feel this now that I'm really consciously awake? And it's there. And I'm like, I have no idea how to explain this. I'm hoping that you have something similar.
Yeah, thank you for that. And you reminded me, and this feels pertinent to it. So recent discoveries in the anatomy of the heart have found that the heart is actually a spiral. So instead of it kind of pumping like that, it actually twists like that. So it's a vortex. And there's an amazing video. If you're a bit squeamish, you might not like it, but there's a cadaver heart that they open up and show that it is actually a spiral of energy. So that spiral is then creating the ripples, which is like the pulse. So it's creating waves, but there must be something in that's the center. That's like, that has to be the focus of the energy that's coming in. And it feels like it's the receiver. So the receiver of the energies, which then get transmitted to the rest of the body. And also, just to mention, the 2 years that stuck out of what you mentioned as being strong years, 2012 and 2024, the Chinese astrology is every 12 years. So 2012 was also the year of the dragon. Over to you.
I'm continuing. That's interesting. Oh my goodness. So hold on, because there might be messages to get there. So basically, something heart spiral, biology finds and dragons. I mean, and some people might call that Kundalini energy, but that needs an upgraded word, I think, because there's more to say there. So let's see what was coming in, because there's something coming in. I recently channeled the cosmic whale grandmothers that you, Kevin, keep mentioning, that some of the whales, at least those my big dragons, sky dragons, cosmic dragons. But there's something coming in, because those cosmic whale grandmothers said something, and it was a few weeks ago. And let's see if there's anything coming in now. So you mentioned the cloud dragons, and now I feel, I don't know if they're exactly cloud dragons, but they're very, very soft, and they make me think of the big white dragon from the Never-Ending Story, that he kind of looks like a water dragon, but he is in the sky in the fluffy clouds. So I'm seeing these type of energies, and I'm seeing that all of us here now listening, now past, present, future, that we're all being invited to lighten up, fluff up, flup, 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 flup. And it's okay, thanks to these cloud dragons, to, I don't know if you can hear the dog right outside, that we can, similar to the Care Bears, that there is a lot of lightness, a lot of lightheartedness that is accessible to us immediately, despite all the weirdness, heaviness. Let's not even give it any words. So let's just, I thought I was going to say more messages, but I just, maybe let's feel that right now, what it's like to be on the dragon. At this point, we're not, some of us are not even necessarily riding the dragon, because the dragon is so big that there could be a group of 15 of us just sitting on the back of the dragon, and it's more like white water rafting. That's funny. So again, there's this water and this cloud and air feeling, but whitewater rafting gives you the image of being thrown around, and that's what we feel like. But there's this soft cocooning and enjoying the ride, and that sweet innocence. And again, white dragons that I love coming in, the sweet innocence that if we're ready, if we're capable, if we're participating in this as we are now, then we really get access. I mean, we don't have to be listening this to have access, but it exists. There's ways for us to be really lulled, even if it's for a split second, even if it's for just a thought, so that we maybe create the lull in between, like you're saying, Denise, because we're not quite getting it offered. So maybe we can create it. So there's a lot that's being given to us or handed over. And it is possible to have a breath, I guess, even though it didn't seem like it. And I think something else is coming through. So let's take a pause in this space too. So I keep seeing feathers again, but they're different kinds of feathers, because they're dragon feathers. They're also dinosaur feathers. So there's this feather that we are each being offered. It might start off as a clean slate, a white feather. It might be rainbowy, like you described your rainbow dragons, that sheen, pearlescent, mother of pearl. but then it might shape shift into and settle into a color that you really like or that you really need. Or for me, it'll stay that pearlescent because it's like I have access to all colors that way. But just hold this huge feather scale, just like a little kid, you're looking at how luminescent it is and shiny, and hold on to that, because either we'll give each other messages as to what it is, or you'll just know right now at the end of this live call or in a dream. So thank you, dragons, and thank you, Denise and Kevin.
Yeah, thank you. I'll hand over to you in a sec, Kev, but before I do, I just want to add, when you said about the whitewater rafting, instead of it being white water, I was seeing these little, like a white fluffy rug kind of thing, but almost like feathers, like the tiny little white things were like soft and, yeah, very cocooning as well. Nice image, thank you. Kev, over to you. What would you like to add to that?
While you were talking, this was the one that popped up for me. It's like a fluffy, cotton woolly type dragon.
And look at him. He kind of has the face of the never ending story dragon, too. Yeah, that's the feel. Yeah.
Yeah. When you're talking about the energies as well, I saw like a huge whirlpool going deep into the earth, but at the same time there was like this huge storm and the waves were like coming in from all different directions. You know, when you see the two or three seas meet, I sort of saw an endless variety of seas all meeting and all coming together and all in storm mode, and then this huge big fire up a big sort of like whirlpool deep into the earth. And I was like, that's what the energy feels like for me at times. Like it's just like it's coming from so many different directions. And for me, when that happens, I'm like, it's like, so I just imagine like a huge big anchor, if I'm seeing the sea, big anchor like holding me solid, so that even if I'm stuck in the whirlpool, I'm just sort of going round and round the whirlpool, but I'm not being dragged into it. And sometimes I just imagine I'm myself on the earth, and it's that grounding. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, not a very clever way at the moment. My brain's gone a bit blur. So yeah, just grounding yourself, I find is really important. And for me, if you really want to ground yourself, call in one of the earth dragons. They are, because they are off the earth and they created the earth. And if you just sit with one of the earth dragons, don't even know, don't need to know about the earth dragons, what they look like. Just call in an earth dragon. Just say, I'm calling in an earth dragon to ground me, and you'll get some sort of visual. You know, whether they cuddle you or whether you just sort of like they put their huge big claw on your head, whatever it is. Just imagine yourself grounded in that moment where you do feel a bit like the seas are coming in from all directions, the wind's coming in from different directions, you're spiraling and you're a bit like don't know where I'm going. You're just like, ground me, ground me, ground me, ground me, ground me, ground me. And it just sort of brings you down. And just like the best thing you can do if you want to ground yourself is have a deep breath, some water, and it forces you to ground. It really does. So if you find yourself really carried away by all that energy, because it is powerful, like you say, 2012, where in theory the end of the world, and before that 2000, when it was like, you know, the dot-com boom, and the dates changed and everything was going to collapse, all the planes were going to fall out of the sky and all the satellites were going to crash. We've sort of had, and it's the so-called disasters that are getting closer and closer and closer together, aren't they? So, but I think that's just the unwinding of all the old, and we're close to that unwinding, and so there's a lot of energy in that. So when we'll be fully unwound, I don't know, and when we'll then move on, who knows? There's lots of dates put out there. I listen to them all, but I don't go around repeating them because I'm not sure that any of them are true. All you can do is be in your own energy. And if you can control your own energy, that's perfect. That's all you need to do. we're all trying to assist all the other people's, but actually if every individual person was to just sort of control their own energy, then that's all we need. Yeah, we don't need to go out and change the world other than changing ourselves. Yeah, that's what's come through.
Beautiful, thank you. And before you started saying about grounding, and they still keep getting drawn, my eyes keep getting drawn to the dragon's tail behind you. And I keep getting the image of my tail, as it were, spiraling down into the earth as a really deep kind of grounding tool, really. And with the spiral, it's got a bit of flexibility in it as well. Yeah, so just another little tool to add. So there is a big dragon weekend coming up. So there's the Facebook group Dragon Thunder that Kevin opened at some point before the Dragon Summit last year. And I watched the Dragon Summit last year, and it was really powerful. There was a lot of amazing speakers on there. And this year, there's even more epicness and amazingness. So you have 44 speakers, 24 alive. Is that right? I'll let you. So it's going to be starting quite late for the UK, and it's more than 24 hours of live calls. And then there are 20 pre-recorded, is that right? So there's 44 hours of speakers altogether, 20 are pre-recorded. I'm one of the pre-recorded ones, which now I've done that feels quite nice that I can just sit and watch it. Yeah, so it's covering 3 different time zones. Alessandra is a speaker as well, a live speaker. Yeah, over to you, Kevin. Whatever you want to share, and the energy of it just feels epic.
Yep, it is epic. That's why the dragons this time said call it galactic, because they wanted to say, last time it was international, and it was just really them saying let's pull together people that are all over the place and just pull them all together so that people can see that there's more than just one person shouting about dragons, and that was just the beginning of it. And the dragons, they organised it all. I was the human that did the typing. They were the ones that called people in. I contacted 3 or 4 people, and the other, I think we had 30 in the end, speakers. They were just attracted by the dragons. That they got, everyone says to me, I just got this call, I didn't know who you were, but I felt like I needed to contact you, so I did, and that's what happened. So I trusted them. And then this time around they said, okay, you need to have more live this time. You need to have it more interactive this time. So last time it was in a webinar mode. This time it's like this mode, so everyone can be on camera if they want to be. And every speaker gets 45 minutes, and then there's 15 minutes for Q&A. So if you're brave enough to put your hand up and go, I've got a question, you can. Or we just have that time to chill, because last time we were a bit so much energy. This time we got like 45 minutes, you've got 15 minutes to chill, let the energy settle down before the next person comes in, and we're going to have the speakers hang around, have a little chat with each other and say hello, so they've met each other. And like you say, we're starting what is just after midnight. So you go through Saturday, and we're 30 minutes after midnight into Sunday morning. So I'll be up at midnight getting it all going. But because obviously throughout the world we've got a 24 hours different time zones, we're starting in the I call it Australian time zone, basically because we had most of the speakers in Australia. It's covering all of the area. It's not just Australia, it's everyone around that sort of time zone. The people that are in the future, let's say, so they're up to sort of like 12 hours ahead of the UK, and almost a whole day ahead of Canada and America. So they're going to do 8 speakers, and which is beautiful. And then it's going to come to Europe, the UK, and we'll do 8 speakers, and then we'll move to Canada, America, the Americas, and they'll do 8 speakers. And say we've got 6 hosts, so it's just not me hosting, which would be far too much for me. Last time I flew off into another universe, And that's one of the things I say. If you're coming along, if you're brave enough to watch all 26 hours, great for you, but make sure you've got lots of stuff to ground yourself. But don't worry if you think, oh, I really want to watch Alessandra because she's amazing and that's the person I want to watch live, just come and watch her and then maybe watch someone afterwards. And then the fact that you signed up, you get access to all of the replays. So we've just now gone to 45. So we've got 21 people that are on pre-record. Those will all be released on the day, and then afterwards I'll spend the week processing all the recordings of the live people, and then you've got access to all of those. And a lot of people have signed up after the event from last year, and people are still signing up for the event from last year and watching them, and every day I get a message saying, oh, so and so is amazing, and their light language is beautiful, and they channeled this, and I met my dragon, and I get all these, sometimes I get huge stories of how people have met their dragon, and it inspires me to keep doing it, because it is a huge amount of work, and I have to say my brain is a bit like
so. Kevin, can that be another book? Because you're cranking out so many books with the people's permission. Those testimonials are wonderful to read. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What I did, the 2023 one, I took all the wisdom and I summarized it, and that's in a book. So I'll probably do the same with the 2024, and I'll include pages and pages of people's stories if they're happy for them to be shared. Because that's the important thing. The dragons want those people that have just had the nudge to meet a dragon, and they're like, I'm not sure if I'm crazy, because that's what most people think. But you're not crazy. There are dragons out there, and they do exist, and that they will awaken more and more of who you truly are. And if you really invite the dragons in, that they will help you become who you're meant to be. Let's call it your soul mission. So we've got that level. We've got all the way up to the king of the dragons, with millions of dragons working with him. So we've got that whole range, and that's the beautiful thing. The people that the dragons have called in to be speakers are all at different points, at different levels. Some are doing light language, some are channeling, some are just explaining how they met their dragon. Others are doing meditation. Some people are doing dragon Reiki. It's huge, wide. And what I say to people is, pick your favorite person, because we've all got our favorite person. So pick them, watch them, but do pick someone else. Pick someone that you're like, I'm not quite sure about them, and listen to them and go, oh, they've got some information there. And don't, if you don't agree with it, well, just put it aside. Don't be rude or don't make any silly comments. Just, well, that doesn't resonate with me. That's fine, because we're all different. Some people will resonate with Alessandra, some people will resonate with me, some with Denise, some with all of those other beautiful speakers. And I've seen all of the pre-records, and they are epic. I mean, epic. They are huge compared to last year. The energy is just like, pff. So if you watch them, I'd almost nail your feet to the floor, because it's like, whoa, it's massive. And maybe just do one a day rather than all at once, because you might not want to go to work for a year or something. but it's going to be powerful. The energy is going to be amazing. So if you haven't signed up, do sign up. And I'm saying to people that are having issues with money, because we all do at times, I've been there is the free option on the sign up page. So just scroll down and go to the free one. If you can afford to pay the £8.88, which is about $10, that would be beautiful, because all that does, that pays not for my time, that's free. It pays for the platform that holds all of this costs a bit of money, and we're getting close to actually paying for that, which is beautiful. So thank you for all those people that signed up. I think we're at nearly 300. But if you can't and you need to have it for free, then just scroll down the page and there's a link, and you just press that and you'll get it for free. But if you can pay, please do pay. Beautiful.
Thank you, Kevin. And 888, what an amazing number, first of all. And it's not a huge amount for what is received in that as well. And as you say, people can take the time to listen to them. This can keep you going like for weeks.
Yeah, and you'll often want to do a replay. I visit them all the time, and you, like all good channelings or stories from people, you pick up on different things, because you get to a point where your frequency is a bit higher, and they've said a sentence which before was just like words, but this time you go, oh, hold on a sec, that means more to me. So it's worth replaying them. Very powerful.
And just give us
Amazing energy.
the website as well. Just speak that out. We'll add that to the notes and put it in a comment on Facebook. But if you want to tell us how they can connect with that as well, please.
Yeah, you can just type www.galacticdragonthundersummit.com and that'll take you there. And do scroll down, because if you scroll down, you'll see all of the beautiful images of all the people that are taking part. So everyone's got their face, they're all looking very sexy and smiley, and there's all of their bios, and there's all of their links, and then there's links to their free gifts. But I'm also creating a spreadsheet which summarizes all of that. So if you're one of those people that likes it nice and concise, there'll be a spreadsheet, and you can spend an hour going through and clicking all their links and find them on Instagram and Facebook. And that's the whole point of it, is for you to find your human that will assist you in your journey with the dragons. That's the whole point of it. It's not about me, it's not about the individuals, it's about you connecting with your dragon or dragons. You might have 5,000, you might only have one. It's not a competition.
One thing I love about the dragons, and you touched on this in what you were sharing, people are not the same that are into dragons. That it covers so many, different angles, different kinds of people. People are all at different places. There's really different approaches, and wherever you're coming in on this, the dragon energy is there for you. Like it just covers such a huge range of frequencies of everything, really. And the dragon talks that you've been doing on Sundays as well, even just the one that I did, the three of us that shared on that day was so very different. It's really interesting how different people are that are into dragons. It just seems to envelop wherever you're at. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's true. That's the whole. I mean, humanity. You think how many there are? So well, 8.5 billion. We're all got unique fingerprints. But that's the dragons as well. They're all unique, every single one of them. I mean, some people say, "Oh, all black dragons are this way." Well, that's not true. It's like saying all redheads are the same in humans. Everyone's got a different personality, a different experience, different wisdom, came from a different place, grew up in a different background, etc., etc. And you'll find that, and that's the big message for me always is listen to all that, but then in the same way, if someone was telling you about someone else, the only way you truly know them is by connecting with them, and that's the only way you truly know the dragon is connect with it, sit with it, and it can take a while in your brain. Human brain's like, well, maybe you're making it up, but the more you use the muscle of sitting with the dragon, the more it gets to the point where they're just there. They're there the whole time, and they're happy to do simple things like find your parking space or keep you safe as you travel places or wherever it is, or put an envelope around you where everyone else has got a cold and you're sitting around with this dragon energy protecting you because they're blowing away the germs. Simple as that, all the way through to I'm going on a galactic mission and I'm going to another star system and I'm going to save that dragon that's been imprisoned for 5 million years. Yeah, it encompasses the whole bit. But you'll start small, and one day you probably find you are that one that's going to the churches and rescuing dragons or whatever it is. So long, keep your heart open and try not to think about it too much, because the human mind has been programmed by society to think of dragons in a certain way, and they're not that way. They're basically powerful spiritual beings.
And I always feel the love from the dragons as well. Like they can be fierce and protective, but what I feel more than anything is that intense love, resonance. That's something else I was going to comment while I remember.
You're saying intense love. And when I'm working with them, because I'm doing readings for people, I either do Meet Your Dragon, which is a really very I don't know why I don't have words. It's the feeling. Anyways, I'm doing personal readings for people, whether it's through art or me channeling audio, the message from the dragons. And it is amazing how much love the dragons have for us, how much compassion and how much they see us, and how sad they are. That's not the right word, but sort of the compassion that they have, or empathy that they have, saying, my goodness, you humans are all beat up. Like you're beating yourself up and everything. Like, we see you as your full soul. You're not just human, and we're seeing ourselves in you. Like the other oracle card that I showed, we see the plants in you. We see, animism. We see the whole universe reflected in you. And so they're always reflecting, and it's really interesting. So when I do the images, and even when I share an image and I'm speaking it to someone, the dragon is shape shifting on me to show, to reflect, like how beautifully powerful it is, and how golden it is. The golden dragon keeps coming up, or things. But then every time I'm describing that, the dragon is saying, but that is you, of the person receiving the message. This is you, this is you, this is how we're intersecting. So it's amplifying what you're saying about the love. They just want us to love ourselves and to see ourselves and to value. So I wonder if the dragon gold is the gold and the high vibration that they're seeing at our soul level. Talk about egg and seed, galactic seed. So I'm just feeling that love that they're transmitting to us.
Yeah, thank you for that. And I hear what you're saying. Often we see ourselves in the dragons. So our qualities, or whatever it is that's in us, is often being reflected back in the dragons. While I remember, because this is what I couldn't quite get to before, if you're on Facebook, there is the Dragon Thunder Facebook group. Come and join us in there. It's a really lovely group. People share lots of things. There's some people new to dragons. There's some people quite experienced with dragons. There's all sorts of levels in there, but it's a very welcoming space in there, and it's run by Kevin. And what you shared in the beginning, Alessandra, I feel like, is there anything more that we haven't shared about? I think it would be nice to close on a little bit of a transmission from us. So Alessandra, you mentioned that you do dragon readings and you create the beautiful artwork for people as well. What else have you got going on?
Well, I lead retreats. Now there's the White Dragon Mother that I just met in an ancient Roman temple. So I lead retreats here in Rome. Still finalizing dates. There might be one in the Vatican in April. I also channel dragons when I'm physically in Japan for Japanese people. But I'm also, it seems like the Japan energy is coming in the oracle cards. So why was I saying that? There's something about Japan and dragon energy that might be coming here. I also have, I can't reach it over there. I have crystals that have a dragon code in it, with working with them like this. So there's a lot of things that I do. Now I have a mentorship program. I have a 3-month mentorship program, and I called it the Cosmic Life, but that's the Cosmic Life mentorship program, which I do a lot of readings, a lot of healings, and then there's Zooms with people. But the dragons always want to sneak in and say, and for those who are open to dragons, we're here. So there's that. I'll stop there. Otherwise, there's more and more.
Thank you. And Kevin, what would you like to share about what you've got going on?
Well, once the summit is over, then I'm not 100% sure what's next. I am a shamanic healer, and I do offer that, and I think in August I'm offering a third off the price, because often in August people are on holidays and things slow down, so I've done that to allow people to come in and have some healing energy. But after that, I'm going to slow down a little bit, and then I'm off to Peru. And Peru is absolutely gorgeous. It's my third time there. I'm going to assist and hold shamanic space, and also going there to just to feel the energy of Peru and walk the Inca Trail, go to Machu Picchu, do some plant medicine, and see the 9 layers of reality that I saw last time, and speak to the dragon that I saw last time. That when it was it woke up for a moment, and it was also went back to sleep. I was like, okay, maybe next time I'll have a bit more of a chat. So I'm looking forward to that. But and yeah, and I just normally just go to the dragons. Is there something else, some other project that you want me to work on? And there's a feeling that at some point we need a dragon summit that's got some in-person element to it. So maybe we can get some of the speakers together physically. Difficult from people all over the world, but maybe there'll be something in London or something. And there's quite a few other people that are calling in dragons, and there's some sort of collaboration coming. And at the moment I can feel the tickle of it, but the dragons are like, let him concentrate on what's going on next weekend, and then we'll tell him. And I was like, good. So my brain's a bit like, on the tender hooks at the moment, just get the weekend out of the way. But I'm so excited about it. And one of the things everyone could do for us is just imagine that the Zoom gods and goddesses are kind to us, and that every person that needs to access is able to, and that every speaker can get on and everything works, their video, their sound, and it all flows beautifully and smoothly, and that we're fully protected by all the dragons, so that any energy that's out there that is trying to sabotage it just sort of bounces off, and the dragons go away. And that's what I'm imagining. So we can all imagine that beautiful energy. And like you say, Denise, the energy within the Dragon Thunder Facebook group is so beautiful, and it's because the people that are attracted to it are beautiful humans, and they're all connected to dragons. And we do get the odd person that pops in and is a bit, so they get kicked out immediately. But so it is a beautiful energy, and there's no one in there shouting at each other. Everyone's supporting each other. And somebody comes in and goes, "I've just met a dragon." It might sound like a silly question. There are no silly questions. Ask your questions. Don't put the word silly in front of it. Ask your questions. Any question that you've got is probably being thought of by many other people, and they're too afraid to ask it. So ask the most simplest question that you've ever wanted to ask. Ask it. I ask simple questions all the time, and it's a sign of intelligence. I'm not saying I'm intelligent, but it's a sign of intelligence if you can ask the simple questions, because there are so many other people. So be brave, put your big pants on, get your dragon behind you, and go, "This is my question." And somebody go, "Oh, I'm so glad you asked that." Yeah, I think I've run out now.
Wonderful, thank you. And I'll just share that I do monthly dragon immersions where we gather together on Zoom, and it's been a different dragon collective each time. And the next one is the solar dragons, and included with this is going to be a solar empowerment. So empowerment, solar codes to empower our solar plexus and to empower us as people. So that is on the 25th. We will put information about all that we're sharing in the comments and in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. And I do readings as well, intuitive readings, with or without the dragons. If it's specifically dragons, then we can focus on the dragons, but it doesn't have to be. And I've done healings for more than 20 years as well. So one-on-one sessions working with energy and sound and light language, and working with the geometry of the body and the crystalline plasma template of the body, and meet your dragon as well. That's always really beautiful. Okay, so let us draw this to a close with a bit of a transmission. Alessandra, are you feeling to bring this one in? Cool. Thank you.
Let's just see what's coming up for us. Well, I have to say, this is exciting and unexpected. Denise, you might tell us more about it. That dragon womb egg is popped up, and I have this is popping up for us to be in this space. So I will lead us in this, and then when you get something, I'll pass over to you, Denise, and if Kevin, you feel like jumping in. So I'll put it down so that I can focus, but the image just came really clear so that we are in a galactic womb, getting ready for the Galactic Thunder Summit. So we are in this galactic womb, and paradoxically, it feels enclosed like a cocoon, but at the same time, it's like being in a cave that has a bit of a ceiling, like a cracked open, so that you can see way out into the universe and all of the stars. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. The energy is very orange, and maybe it's solar, Denise, and it's very womb, 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 but this dragon womb, phoenix womb. And there's just something for us to smelt. We get that word. I think that's related to melting metals. Smelt away. There is inside the womb, there's this egg energy. I think there's been an undercurrent sponsorship from dragon eggs in this energy of now. And there is sitting in the realm of ripe possibilities for us. We are feeling lulled, taken care of, suspended animation. This is very deep divine feminine, where we get to benefit from the cycles. And the masculine energy that goes a bit rogue in our current patriarchal culture that really is bad for everyone is the go, 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 full throttle, that just seems to be even more full throttle that we could ever imagine. So there's this divine feminine energy, divine dragon energy, that is helping us to feel again this lulled. Let's take a breath and be in this space. And Denise, I'm handing it over to you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling the presence of the solar dragons in this too. So feeling that beautiful golden, red, yellow, that kind of fire energy, and seeing the solar dragons coming in and seeing them leaving a golden trail behind them. And there, I feel the solar dragons are huge, but it's like they've condensed themselves down to being really small. So I invite you to invite in these solar dragons, and I'm feeling also the golden dragons. Invite them into any of your energy centers that you perhaps have been working with recently, or you may know is out of balance. And I'm getting an image of them actually going into our toroidal field and going down into the crown, and their energy is spiraling down through the spinal column of light, but also coming up from beneath. So it's like there's this weaving, and as they weave and dance through our energy field, they're leaving this beautiful golden trail of light. And as we do this, I'm seeing that egg that Alessandra mentioned before. It's like that egg is appearing around us. So we're being held within that egg. We're being cocooned within that egg. And we're still in that place of the void of infinite possibilities. So what would you like to bring in to your world? What would you like to bring in to your body? Perhaps there's areas of health, vitality. What are your hopes and dreams? So just focus on those hopes and dreams. Focus on how you would feel, how you will feel, how you do feel. Let's bring it in the now. So just imagine yourself in the place of your hopes and dreams. How does that feel? And I'm seeing the energy lighting up around us within this golden egg. It's all lighting up, beautiful gold color. And I'll bring some light language through in a second. And anything during this transmission, anything that you don't wish to receive, you can simply say no to. And that's, you know, in the visualization or in the language of the light, in the keys, codes, and frequencies that are brought forward. Ta erat kutukuntut ut aralekiat at ud ola. Kia kiel ehiet erunuku kulekia. Wisht at anakilekit ut oranekila. Mekit at aranuku kulekieta. Ukialekieta aranuku kuleyasht aranakibia totuntura. Naya kiet ut arataki lakitik tuk 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 tuk. And Alessandra, I'm not sure if to pass back to you before we go to Kevin, or Kevin first. I'll let you feel into that.
Kevin, and then if anything, I might close, but it's going to Kevin.
That was beautiful. While you were talking, I was visualizing all that, and what I imagined for each of us is calling the dragons into our heart. And often what I do is I call the dragon into my heart, and then I embody the dragon, and I almost imagine myself being the dragon. So if I need courage, I imagine that dragon of courage coming into me and me becoming them. If I need to earth, and I call in the earth dragon, and I imagine myself again being earth. If I need fire, like I did earlier, to stop that noise, I imagine myself as the fire dragon. So if you can, almost imagine yourself standing there, and like the dragon's almost rotating and stopping within you, and thinking, do I need to embody that energy today? And you can embody more than one. So maybe you want fire, earthing, courage. Use the dragons to really awaken the true version of you. You're not stealing the dragon's energy, they're just waking up within you the power you already have. So experiment with that. Back to you, Alessandra.
Something about what you said, Kevin, and I don't know if you said the words because I'm spacing out being in the energies, but I was feeling the closure for us. So feeling the wingspan that we are the dragon. We can be the dragon rider, and we can also be the dragon, which you're saying, and it was a beautiful download. So I'm seeing these wings. I am the dragon wings. We are. And it brings it all full closure, so we can feel these dragon wings that are so beautiful. And we can also feel the dragon egg that we are maybe still inside also as we are expanding, but there's this dragon egg that's coming in our heart, helping with the heart palpitations, helping with these energies. So we have layers and layers, and we are encapsulated healthily, but at the same time unfurling our wings further and further and farther. However you say that. So bringing it also to what, Denise, you're doing with Love Speaks Love. And so I feel that we are grounded and complete, held in all possibilities. Thank you.
Thank you. So let us, sorry, I got completely distracted then. I just looked, I'll tell you that in a second. There's something weird going on with my Facebook after that transmission. It's, yeah, it went back in time and it's going really, really quickly. I don't know. I don't even know if I can show this. And it was showing Kevin earlier how fast we're moving.
Just
He was showing Kevin earlier, showing the runes. It's like it's gone back to the beginning.
I don't know if it's happening now live or it's your phone is glitching. Don't know. We can look later, but lovely signs.
Okay, so let's just feel our energies fully anchored. That energy felt really, really strong to me then when we collaborated in that. So just feeling our tails, our dragon tails, going deep into the ground, and fully connected with our hearts and to the heart of Gaia, and drinking plenty of water, going out into nature if you can, and just being gentle with ourselves. And thank you both. Thank you, Alessandra, and thank you, Kevin. It's been a lovely collaboration. I can't even speak.
Collaboration.
Collaboration. Yeah, thank you. And thank you, everyone that's been with us on the live and on the replay, because it truly is a collaboration. And it may be we three on the screen, but it's actually all of us here together. It's a collection of all the energies of the physical beings, the humans, the dragons, and all the beings of light that have been here with us. So hopefully we will see you somewhere along the more than 24 hours of the Galactic Dragon Summit that is taking, nice one, that's, look at all those amazing people, that's taking place this weekend, or in the Dragon Thunder group, or on any of our calls, any of our collaborations. And yeah, thank you all for being here, and we will see you again soon. Lots of love. Bye.